All right. Let's get to the impact ratings for. Should we do both weeks? I think we should because I didn't do anything last week. So let's talk about the ratings from the last 2 weeks. Okay. Let me scroll through my article. So week five was pretty historic. And I'm right. I did not talk about this yet. So week five. So I have my articles. They're free on Patreon, patreon.com/the Mike and JD show. It don't take me that long to write. In fact, this week five one I did in the cabin in Gatlinburg. After my kids went down, I just typed it up on my phone. It turned out pretty good. But the February 12th, so week five, February 12th, 2026 episode of TNA Thursday Night Impact average 254,000 viewers and a 0.05 rating, and adults 18 to 49 demographic. For the second consecutive week, TNA has delivered its highest audience in 8 years, surpassing last week's 241,000 viewers and continuing the steady growth pattern since debuting on AMC. So 254 was the most watched broadcast since September 20th in 2018 from the Pop TV era. So there you go. That was and the lead in for it. Remember the Titans actually did 290,000 viewers with a 0.06. So if you take a look at that, AEW's lead in does like 900,000, and it's really beneficial to AEW. And when they don't have that lead in, it's tough. Big Bang Theory still does big business, right? So if TNA had a better lead in, you could imagine that that their numbers would be even higher than that, right? Like I think they would be doing much better if they had a better lead in, but they're still doing great. Like 254, that's a great number. And then last week, the rating dipped. It dipped a little bit. Let me get to the article. So week 6. So February 19, 2026 episode of Impact averaged 233,000 viewers with a 0.05 rating, asterisk. In the 18 to 49 demo, continuing the show's run of strong performances on AMC. It's the third week above 200,000, and yet another data point suggesting that TNA has found something close to a sustainable new normal on Thursday nights. Okay, here's the demo. So the demo became a thing because Dave Meltzer, all of a sudden, like he's had these before, by the way, but he just hasn't had them recently, so it caught me off guard. He has the unrounded version of the demo. So what you see on Programming Insider and what you would see on Spoiler TV, which does ratings differently, like they have the panel data, and Programming Insider uses big data and panel together, right? So that's the newest one that everybody goes off of. Well, when they post the demo rating, that rating, it's like a percentage or whatever, for the demographic that they're talking about. They don't do the long form of the number. They just round it up. So TNA got a 0.05 technically, per Programming Insider. So that's the number that advertisers are going to go off of. That's the number that they'll use, right? But Dave got the granular number, right? The more detailed number, which was 0.046. Now you guys remember mathematics, arithmetic. Anything above like 5, you can round up to the next highest number, right? So 0.046 becomes a 0.05. Not a big deal, right? But he wanted to let me know that because I said that the demo held strong. He said actually it dropped significantly. So, because the week before, which we didn't have this data, he just has it now. I don't know where he's getting it. I have a suspicion, but I don't know. He might have more contacts in Nielsen now or whatever. But the demo from the previous week, week 5, was actually 0.054. I didn't ever see that mentioned anywhere, by the way. And I was reading all the ratings analysis, and I never saw anybody reference the 0.054, right? Which it rounds down to 0.05. Okay. So the decline in the demo, and this is boring talk, but I just feel that it became an issue. The demo was 0.054 from the previous week, and it actually declined down to 0.046, which represents a 0.009. So we got a fraction of a fraction, but because the numbers, it's actually like a close to a 19% drop in the demographic. Either way, it's a 0.05, so who fucking cares? But it became a whole thing with me and Dave. Like, we weren't arguing, but I was just like, whatever, dude. Um, thank you for giving me that information. And oddly enough, he had the rounding number for collision the next night, which was rounded up. So he reported that too. So I guess we're rounding now, or we're getting the unrounded numbers. We're getting the granular numbers now. But 233,000. So like they're doing really good. And I think Brandon Thurston actually had a report on WrestleNomics that that Spoiler TV that does the old version, so the version that was being done forever, um, the old version that was being done forever, is over 300,000. So Spoiler TV is reporting numbers over 300,000 for the last few weeks for Impact. At one point, they're like 309. So if you're taking a look at it, so what we're comparing now to what Pop TV was back in 2018, Spoiler TV is using that same measurement system that they were using back then. So if you look at it that way, TNA is doing comparable numbers to like their best days in Pop TV. So they're doing really good. King of the North says, everyone wish Mike a happy birthday. Brother, my birthday is not until April, dude. So, yeah, my birthday is April 9. You guys can wish me happy birthday on April 9, though, if you guys want to. Oh, and King, thank you for being here. I know you're still in the morning. Hockey is America's sport now. I watched some of the hockey game when the USA defeated Canada in the gold medal game. I'm a big fan of the Winter Olympics, big fan of hockey. I think it was like the center fullback hit the little puck guy into the goalie net thingy. It was high drama. It was fantastic. So there you go. Congratulations to the USA Hockey. So that was fun. All right, let me get into AJ Styles, then we're going to get to recap the show. AJ Styles, if for anybody that thinks that TNA had an opportunity to get AJ Styles, for anybody that thought that AEW had an opportunity to get to AJ Styles completely retired. He is completely done. He had his retirement ceremony on Monday Night Raw. They had a lot of TNA originals there. Abyss, better than Kane. Abyss, Frankie Kazarian, Jeremy Borash. They had the old referee guy, and the Good Brothers were there. And he is completely done. He actually did the Good Brothers podcast, Talking Shop, and said that he knew that there was a substantial offer on the table from AEW, but he is not going there. He is happy. He's retired. He just wants to spend time with his kids. And I think me and JD will probably do more on AJ Styles on Sunday, because I think that it warrants like a dive in his career, because he is one of the greatest to ever do it. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He was my favorite wrestler for years. In the early days of TNA, I still have it. It's in my garage. I have like the best of AJ Styles, and it's just, I thought it was a TNA DVD, but it wasn't. I got it off eBay, and it's just a bunch of a collection of his independent matches. So NWA Wildside has a bunch of NWA Wildside matches on there. So it was really cool. But but he was I watch clips of the ceremony. I don't really watch Raw. Like, it just doesn't appeal to me. But I did watch clips of the ceremony. It looked nice. It was a nice ceremony that they did for him. Everybody was like, why didn't you just retire at WrestleMania? And he said that WrestleMania is not that big of a deal anymore. He kind of buried WrestleMania, which was pretty funny. He said he started at Royal Rumble and he wanted to end at Royal Rumble, and he was happy to do that. So he's done, completely done. He is not going to be wrestling matches in TNA, not going to be wrestling matches in AEW. Now, should be noted, Edge also retired and went into the Hall of Fame, and he's currently working in AEW. Christian retired, currently working in AEW. Sting, he retired. No, he kind of didn't actually retire, but like he said he was done, and but he never had like a retirement deal. But he went into the WWE Hall of Fame, and he was wrestling in AEW till recently, like a year ago. So, you know, I think it's I don't think it's completely impossible for him to go to AEW and wrestle a match. I would probably rule out TNA. I think I'm gonna go ahead and rule out TNA. Because if you're gonna get him to come out of retirement and do some stuff, it might cost you a lot of money. And I don't think TNA is gonna pay that. Tony Khan would pay it though, for sure. Um, but yeah, AJ Styles, he is completely done. God bless him. What a hell of a wrestler, man. One of the greatest to ever do it. TNA legend, WWE legend. He only had the 1 year in New Japan. I think maybe he had 2 years in New Japan, but it was a great run in New Japan too. The guy is just like everywhere he went, he was fantastic. And like he's like a genuinely good person. So that's cool. Just somebody that literally everybody likes. So God bless him. Kudos to him. I listened to the Talking Shop podcast and he explained why he retired. And like I accept. Not that you like not that I have to accept, but I totally get it. He retired because he just wants to spend more time with his kids. That makes sense to me. Everybody's like, well, you're not on the road as much as you were back in the day. It doesn't matter. I I I I went to California last Thursday and I came back on Monday. I missed my kids dearly. I just was like, man, I don't have enough time with my kids. I actually have a lot. It was like the first time I had left them in months. Like I went to New York for a week and I had to leave them, and I hated that. So I get it. He just wants to be home and be dad. So that makes sense to me. So good for him. I hope he gets all the time he needs. And then he actually signed a new deal with WWE where he's going to be kind of a like a coach and a mentor. I don't think he's going to be going on the road, but I think he's going to do stuff in NXT. So that he'll probably fly from Atlanta to Orlando every now and then. So, but good for him.